Hey guys, Joe here, and today I will be going over the top 5 zoning characters in Super Smash Bros. 4. In the comment section below, make sure to tell me if you believe that these are the best guys, and if you believe that these guys are the best enemies that can take down the opponent to low HP. In my opinion, these people have quite a bit of range and really good moves that are amazing at what they do, but tell me what you think in the comments below. Let's get to the top 5. For the 5th slot, I chose the character pretty much known for zoning in the older games, but in the older games she was a lot better because she could spam her projectiles, and she was just a lot better than she is now. But even in the new game, Samus herself is pretty good. She has a very powerful charge shot that does massive damage to the opponent and will make them take a lot of shield damage or just take a lot of percent if they do not bother to shield. Her best move at range though is probably her missile. These can be thrown out in two good ways. One way can shoot them out very fast if you press the button both together really fast and do high damage, and the other way is a more slow tracking version of them. Both are good and good for different situations. If you want the enemy to stay away, I would say use the slow missiles. But if you want them to be forced into shield, so then you can run up and grab them, I would say go with the fast ones. One great feature about Samus also is her Zair. This little whip, which she sends out when you press grab in the air, does quite a bit of damage and knockback, but sends them out pretty far and is really useful. Also, it can grab the edge in the air. It does quite a bit of damage and once again has knockback, and is mostly useful because it will keep the enemy afar while letting you spam your moves more. If you get used to these moves and the missile, you'll probably be pretty successful as Samus, but otherwise, you will fail. The next character that I chose was Duck Hunt. Duck Hunt Dog is a pretty brand new character of the Smash series that wasn't seen for quite a while. He has a very defensive playstyle that complements zoning very well. First off, for one of the weapons, he has a can. This can be hit forward by pressing B, and will otherwise just sit there and explode after a amount of time, but if you press B, it will explode when it hits the enemy. With this item, you can set it out, then wait, having it out there for quite a bit of time, and when you do this, it can let the opponent know to not go in a certain area, or else they will be hit by Duck Hunt and his other moves. Another thing you can do though is just send it out as fast as you can towards them, and then go for a grab or a side B. These are really good options, and it really makes him kind of a versatile character. One tip though, instead of just sending it out, is to set it out and then hit the can with the forward air. This will shoot the can out very fast towards the opponent, do a lot of damage, and not give them much response time. His second good move is a side B. This attack throws out a discus that does okay damage when it hits the opponent. The nice thing is that right as you throw it, or any time during the throw, it can be pressed again, and then it will detonate. This will do big damage and will have 3 hits, really hard to dodge, and does well at range, and it throws it very far. Finally, Duck Hunt has his men. He will send out one of these guys to shoot out a single shot and then disappear. These can be used to block attacks from afar, so he's pretty good versus other far range people, or just be used to get a little bit of extra damage. Most of Duck Hunt's B moves really allow him good tools to zone and do a lot of good damage while zoning. He's a very defensive zoner that has high damage, but this makes him very good for what he does. The third person I chose was Amar. Now, he may not be getting as good as a rep as he did in Brawl, but in this game I still think he is pretty strong and pretty good at zoning. His aerials keep the enemy off of him, while his smashes have very long, good ranges for zoning. Another good bonus is that his Pikmin can be spammed to keep the opponent at bay. It might not be able to be as spammed as much as in Brawl, but they still can be. If they ignore the Pikmin, they will take a lot of damage, and if they bother to hit the Pikmin off them, you can run up and punish them with a grab or smash attack, which are both pretty far range. Amar can hide in a corner also, and just throw out his smash attacks and his side Bs, and this allows him to do massive damage to an opponent at pretty far range. Overall, Amar can keep the opponent very far while doing high damage when he gets really close. This lets him be a very good zoning character and can help him transition into other types of characters that keeps him relatively good throughout the entire game. For number 1 and 2, it was a very hard choice, but I think that I made the right decision. If I do happen to decide to change the order in the future, I'll put it in the description because these two are pretty close. But now that I said that, let's get to why Tun Link is such a good zoning character. To begin, I believe that Tun Link's zoning is a lot better than Link's. His smashes and some of his other moves aren't quite as good, but just as far as zoning goes, I think he's a lot better, and that's why Link isn't on this list. Tun Link in the newest game is kinda similar to Brawl. He moves fast, and he can pull out projectiles very quickly, and he is adept at shooting / throwing them most of the way through the field. His arsenal goes from a slow or quick charging fire bow, to a boomerang, to a bomb. These allow him to have high damage from afar and make the enemy have to go into the shield or go into unfavorable positions, which is pretty much what zoning does, in order to not get hit by these items. Another good thing that puts him above the rest is that he has a ton of speed, which a lot of other characters do not. Having this lets him keep the enemy afar while harassing them with a lot of ranged moves and getting free damage, and if they try to come to you, you can just run away. Finally, he has something that many others don't have: good kill moves. Some of these vary from up smash to back throw to even up air. All these come out very quickly and do a great amount of damage to the opponent if they do not happen to know. His options and his kill ability really makes him a high top tier zoning character in my opinion. For the number 1 spot, I chose the one and only Villager, the Town Pillager. This guy is a new addition to Smash Bros. Series, and he has some very good moves up of his pocket. One of them is the move Pocket. This move catches the enemy's range attack and lets him hold it until he decides to release the attack. This move alone lets him counter pretty much all the other zoning characters because he can take the best part of their kit and use it for his own and get his own zoning off of that. But the Pocket is only the tip of the iceberg. Villager has many other options and great things that he can do. Some of his best are his Fair and Bear, and he can go into a side B gyroid. These moves can be sent out over and over again, very spammable, and this lets you slow down the pace of the game that you get to set. His gyroid takes up a lot of space and is pretty slow, but his slingshot allows him to continuously send out projectiles, giving the enemy no elbow room. If that wasn't enough, he also contains a tree that he can plant and knock down on the opponent. Now most of the time it will not hit them, but the fact that it is there will usually stop the opponent from going anywhere near the tree and can help you get some free damage sometimes. All of these great range skills and ways to zone are why I personally chose Villager as my number 1 zoning character in Super Smash Bros. For Wii U. Thank you all for watching my video about the top 5 zoning characters. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like and comment down below who you personally believe is the best and put a reason why. Smash that subscribe button, and if you haven't already subbed, then you should do it. I will be seeing you guys next week, so thank you for watching, and see you then.